So how will they possibly follow up that emotion? Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with my blind reaction to episode 7 of City the Animation. Last episode made me cry. It got me teary. Because it finally addressed Et-chan leaving. And she was like saying it was like just for the summer or whatnot, but still. It's a bigger deal for kids than it might be excuse me, for a 33-year-old adult, you know? But she's going to be leaving for the summer, and her girlfriend, like, had a moment because of it. Like, trying to mask and hide the emotions with the watermelon. But then also having to come to acknowledge it and cry together. Because they don't want to leave each other. Even if just temporarily. And I've seen other people's responses to this episode on social media. Well, last episode, you know what I mean. And yeah, pretty much everyone who hadn't read the manga and knew this was coming was kind of blindsided by it. And that's not a bad thing. They were blindsided by it in a very, you know, emotionally enjoyable way. And it's just one of those moments that just hits you. Because it's like, let's be honest, if you're watching a series like this in the first place, you'll understand. You'll get it. You still probably have a lot of that childhood wonder in you. There are some people who, like, grow up really fast and, you know, lose a lot of that wonder, lose a lot of that whimsy. And then there are those of us who prefer to keep that, who prefer to hold on to that as long as we can, because, you know, the world fucking sucks and we need something. And if you're, and I feel like most people, if not everyone watching this series in particular, or Nichijou or anything like them, are the kinds of people who still do hold on to that whimsy and hope and fun. Because it's something that, you know, is just enjoyable to experience here. So, yeah. I'm very pleased with the last episode, and I really feel like it won me over in a lot of ways. But it's not over yet. There's still a good amount to do. A good amount of characters to meet. Plenty of shenanigans to be had. And I'm interested to see where it continues to go. I've said before, I don't know, like, what the plans are for, like, future seasons or not. I don't know if, like, how much more material is left that they can take from. I don't know. But excuse me. But I feel like this kind of almost has endless possibilities. Just because the concept is, like, intentionally so vague and open. So, yeah. I say let's get into this and see what we continue to have in store. Hold up just a sec. Before you click that link down in the description below to get to today's video, I want to remind you of all the awesome content we have both on this channel and the Princess of Gaming channel. Let's check it out. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So, this was a pretty down-to-earth episode compared to, like, the last couple we got. With the last episode having, obviously, the huge emotion, and then the episode before that with the really wacky and interesting style that it had. With all the picture-in-picture stuff. This one felt like a bit of a follow-up to the last episode with showing Ep7 and her girlfriend. But at the same time, it's like it was also very, very simple. So we did get the follow-up and see them like talking about like, oh, what they're going to do. And I think I misunderstood something last time. I thought Ep7 had said that she's moving for the summer. But apparently what it is she's moving at the end of the summer. And so they do still have the entire summer to spend together. At the end, she's going to move, and I guess she's going to have start school in England or whatever. So yeah, a little different than what I thought was going on. But she did. So if it's not for the summer, then it is a permanent move, which that does change a lot. So my understanding of this kind of, or misunderstanding of this, kind of like hurt my overall perspective on it. But I mean, the idea is still there, even knowing it's like more permanent now. It's like this series compared to Nichijou is more about like growing up. And with that being such a big theme of the show, it's like we're seeing different elements of these characters either being adults, and again, as I've said before, it's like Nichijou was with child characters, and so now we're following adults, so there's kind of the theme of those of us who grew up watching Nichijou, or in the case of the manga, reading it, are now experiencing having grown up with this kind of style and humor and whatnot. And so we're kind of like building this around that, it seems. But on top of that, you also have just the idea of characters going their separate ways, the idea of characters like learning and growing. There's a lot of that in here. So outside of Ep7 and her like just figuring this all out, we also have Mr. Makabe trying to like make fried rice because he gets this. He helps get this restaurant, the one that he went to before, opened back up again after it closed down. But the chef ends up saving Wako from a baseball that was hit too far, and it ends up destroying his hand, as it would. Like trying to catch like a super fast fastball like with your bare hand is going to shatter it, especially with how like hard that was going. Again, this is why players wear mitts. Safety. So yeah, it's he has to kind of like take over, but all he really does is, oh, there's this the one customer that came in wanted fried rice, and so he decides to take this customer to get locally sourced ingredients to make the fried rice, and it just ends up being average, which is not bad. Average fried rice is still good, but he did hype it up a little too much. We also had a couple things with Nikra. Nikra was mad, I guess because of losing the locket and everything still. But we also see that she is a late night snacker. She wakes up in the middle of the night hungry and decides to snack by just opening a packet of instant ramen and just eating the noodles dry, which is like demented in my mind. It's like I can't. Again, I have tried doing that. It is, I don't know. Like, I like crunchy snacks and stuff, and I get the idea behind this, but at the same time, something about it just does not gel with me. Um, oh, excuse me. Maybe it's the specific texture of the uncooked instant ramen. Maybe it's the lack of like flavor with it. Even if you put on the flavoring packet, it's just like the way it is flavored. I don't know, but it's it's just odd. But I mean, hey, you do you. She snacks on that and then ends up going to a local, like I guess, 24-hour corner store and gets some gyoza and other stuff to snack on too. She's like a menace. She is an absolute menace. We get to meet this new guy, who's a barber. He gives free shortcuts, so if you want your hair cut short, you get it for free. And apparently, despite this, all of the customers that get shortcuts exchange stuff for him. The mangaka gives him, copies of the manga, as well as this. The editor in chief does the same. Um, Mr. Makabe gives him these old. Oh my God, what was the word? Antiques. He gives him these old antiques he can't keep in his house anymore that end up being worth a fortune, and so on and so forth. It's interesting. Um, it's just an interesting idea to like have that. And apparently, he got an award for this, which tracks. But on top of that, he's drinking out of the trophy cup, and it's just like, my dude, my dude, why? Um, let's see if there's anything I'm missing here. Oh, there was the quiz at the end after the outro. They're just answering quiz questions. The one that Nagamo ends up getting, the Oda Nobunaga one, your favorite historical figure, is it has the pill bug prize because it's such an absolutely subjective thing. No matter what she said, it would have been correct. And it's just like, and everybody ends up. It's like Makabe, young Makabe steals the uh, the prize from her, but then she ends up stealing it back with another question answered on accident. Meanwhile, Adatara is just getting all the money because he's perfect and everything he does is perfect. Um, I think that's it. I think that's like all of the segments we had this time. Yeah, looks like it. So yeah, not a huge amount going on. It was a very chill episode compared to others, but honestly, I think that's a smart idea after how emotional the last episode was. Having it be a little more chill makes sense. So, yeah, I still enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun time. And apparently, Etchan got the pumpkin idea from the barber, so that's fun. Um, but yeah, I'm excited to see more. I'm excited to see where this continues to go. Hopefully we get more of the crazy zany stuff, but I also want to see like more of like the emotional stuff. Like I really want to see them go hard on just trying to make this like really satisfying in terms of its emotional pull. Because I like the comedy, I like the wackiness. That's always great, but I want to see this do more because it's proven that it can. So hopefully we'll get that. But for now, tell me in the comments below what did you think of this episode of City the Animation. And for now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.